28. So allow her to finish. If you want to step out now, is that okay, Lance?
Yeah.
We can go out now. If you don't want to sit through the presentation, we can talk to you one-on-one now.
Well, one-on-one, what is that gonna do? Why can't
It'll get, because if you, here's the benefit in one-on-one. Everybody has a different transit need. And we cannot address the bulk of you with one answer. Where you ride, someone else doesn't, and we don't want to spend their time.
Right.
And Mr. Robert, I promised you one-on-one to write your comment down.
I'm
So
talking for the buses where
allow her to finish, and then we can meet one-on-one. And if you want to meet now, we can.
So I gave my opinion.
Allow her to do the presentation.
You'll be about 20 minutes.
It would have been, so let's.
We'll be almost there.
All those that want the presentation to continue, raise your hand.
Okay, so
All those that want to start a one-on-one now, raise your hand.
and we can
That's
go out,
presentation.
we can go out.
People have voted.
Okay, so first phase of restoration is gonna again address frequency. Metrolink
Can I ask
service, this is where we're
Yeah, come on
going
up.
for Metrolink service. We're putting Metrolink in the first phase because the summer months is when we have the highest Metro ridership by far. Metro bus tends to dip in the summer, Metrolink goes up. So we're gonna put frequency back during the rush hour only on Metrolink. Right now, the red line and the blue line run each 15 minutes during the rush hour. So that means we have service every 7.5 minutes between Forest Park Station and Fairview Heights. We're going to put that down to every 12 minutes on the red line and the blue line during the rush hour only. That's going to give us service every 6 minutes between Forest Park and Fairview Heights Station. Pre-cut, that service ran every 10 minutes during the rush hour. We cannot at this time put it back to every 10 minutes because the East Bridge project, which we've got a lot of information on that in the hallway, is actually going to require that we run trains only on one track across the East Bridge during the whole construction project, which could last up to 2 years. And we're hoping to be able to begin the construction on that this September. Once that project is done, we'll evaluate ridership, and if we have demand, like we did pre-cut on Metrolink, which we're hoping, then we can evaluate whether or not we need to add more frequency to service. We are not planning on adding frequency to the off-peak times in Metrolink. Right now, we're able to more than accommodate the demand with service every 20 minutes in the midday and in the off-peak. We're going to continue to monitor that, though, because as Metrobus ridership is restored and the service expanded, Metrolink is going to go up, too, as people connect. So that's another important point. We're going to continue, as we do, to monitor the system and figure out points where that extra service that we've added has been consumed with additional demand, and we might need to make further adjustments. Other services that are going to be restored is Call Ride, and I'll talk a little bit about specifically what our proposals are for Call Ride, but bottom line is, anytime you put service back on a bus route, Call Ride comes with it. A lot of our busiest routes are going to get more frequency. In this first phase, 70 grand. Anyone ride 70 grand today? It needs a lot of frequency. So we're going to add additional frequency, particularly during the rush hour. The same with the 11 Chippewa, the Earth City. We're going to add extensions on some of our routes. That independent traveler bus is going to be extended to serve some destinations that it doesn't serve today, employment centers and trade schools. The Clayton Ballast is going to be split up a little bit, and we're going to split the eastern part of that in Clayton Ballast, and we're going to introduce the 158 Ballast West County to cover the western part of the Clayton Ballast. We have another proposal Mr. Peterson's working on right now to provide service where our old 158X used to be. That's not on the plans and it's not on the board, but it's something that we've been working on since our first public meeting last week, and we think it's going to work out. We are taking the 90 Hampton. Anyone ride the 90 Hampton? Okay. Anyone ride the 90 Hampton on the weekend lately? During the day? We're late, right? We're getting tangled up in Forest Park. Fortunately, we have Forest Park. It's such a great jewel for the region, but a lot of people drive cars there, and our buses get tangled up. So we're going to pull the 90 Hampton out of Forest Park starting around Memorial Day during the hours of like 9 to 6. We're going to reroute it instead along Skinker, so it's still going to serve my neighborhood in Northampton and get me to the Forest Park to Bolivar Station. But if I'm a person that wants to go to the zoo, or I've got a shift that starts at 10 a.m. there, I'm going to go to the Forest Park to Bolivar Station, and I'm going to pick up the Forest Park circulator. That's going to be dedicated to the park, so we're still serving the park, but we're keeping everyone else's route along that running on time. Because most of the people on the Hampton are not actually traveling into the park.
Oh, so in other words, we're going to have a circulator in the park.
Yes, we're going to have a circulator in the
Like
park.
a show.
Right now, it won't be year-round. Yeah, right now, it'll just be during the with some of the destinations in the
Is this
park,
still a
the
presentation?
Science Center, the museums, to try and figure out approaches.
Is this still a presentation, Mr. Peterson?
It's not gonna be what it's done. The last couple of weeks has
Is it
just
all
been
right?
a fix for us to get that route running on time. The real route for the park is actually gonna take Skinker around the park instead of running straight through the middle of the park. And we can show you on the map.
She's asking questions, is it okay?
Yeah, it's not gonna.
You didn't have no problem with it a few minutes ago.
The Lindbergh, anyone here ride the Lindbergh today?
Quiet.
So, you know that, when we service the
I'm leaving
Salzburg,
because they let these people here answer questions and don't say nothing. Then this mouth over here talking, they ain't got the Gilmore bus up there, none of that.
The lead line, what you talking about, the lead line?
South Lindbergh, between Vallis Transit Center and VA Hospital, it's gonna be time connected at the Vallis Transit Center to the 49 North Lindbergh. That's gonna serve Lindbergh, Stanley Metro Station, and Vallis Transit Center. So you're keeping your coverage, but we're gonna split that route up into